Rally Poland, the 100th anniversary of Rally Poland, and we're here at the second stage of the day. The first stage is going on just over there. Our leading contenders have finished so far, and it's been a clean run. No big dramas this morning, so looking still out front, followed by Andreas Mikkelsen, and then not Nikolai Gryazin, Mikko Marcek. I got Nikolai Gryazin on my mind pure and simply because he had a big drama yesterday, and he was leading, won 5 stages, absolutely dominant, 30 plus second lead going into the last proper gravel stage, and then a lot of drama unfolded for him. He'd had a puncture earlier on, or he damaged a tyre with a stone in the side of the rim. Then going through the long 28-kilometre stage number 7, it all started to really go wrong for him, pushing like hell. And then he had this issue where the tyres just started to get overheated, and they just started to get bigger and bigger, and they started to damage the car. And he got to the end of the stage and he lost quite a lot of time, but was still in second place. But the regulations of the event are you cannot continue unless you've got 4 rotating wheels, and Nikolai only had 3. He didn't have any spare tyres to put on, so he basically had to pull over on the side of the road. But it was a massively impressive performance for him running into there. But Lukanuk was in the right place to collect and pick up the spoils and take the lead. He'd done nothing wrong all day either. To be fair, neither had Mikkelsen, neither had Mikko Marcek. It was a really, really strong day for them. But yeah, the big story yesterday was, I'm just keep checking to make sure, because the first car is in the stage, but just keep checking for that to arrive at the end of the first stage. So, but yeah, Gryazин's moment a little bit dramatic. Oh, whoops! Just he fell over. But yeah, we're here at the end of this one, and it's concrete, but it is a gravel-based stage, very sandy. The first 10 cars are on 2-minute gaps, and after that is 1-minute gaps. But we're going to do down to our current rally leader, which is Alexei Lukanuk and Alexei Arnatov. We'll do the top 10 cars because it's quite quick fire action so far. Not so far, but this morning we have 2 stages, then they go back into service, and then it's the same 2 stages, and then we start to make our way down to Warsaw with a stage on the way down, and then a stage this evening in Warsaw, in the city centre. Apart from going to the airport, I've never been into Warsaw, so that's going to be a new experience for us, and it's going to be quite daunting as well, just trying to make sure we get in there on time. So we'll be kind of quite short with some of our stages, because it can take up to 4.5 hours to get from here down into Warsaw. So we need to make sure that we're all in place at the right time. So I believe the helicopter's up. I can't hear it because we've got a generator going, but I believe the helicopter is up, and we've got our cars running. But everyone is through. I heard at the previous stage Chris had down to at least John Armstrong through, so we'll get some latest results up whilst we just have a little catch up. I'm just going to see what is actually on the screen, if I can, which is not the simplest of things. Let's just see. But yeah, stage 10 we are at. We got two stages this morning. Well, 2 stages, then 2 stages after service, and after that we then have another 2 stages. There's still 6 stages to go. One have been a super special around Warsaw, but they're relatively short stages today, and they're pretty kind of, as we say, quick fire. Already the first cars were in here into this one before our leading contenders had finished. So but our running order is pretty it is reverse order from last night, so I'm just going to get that out of my pocket, and I got a feeling that is the first car coming towards us, which is Umberto Scandal. Here he comes, he's heading towards us. I'm standing on this side of the road, even though it's the wrong side, because it's so narrow on the other side, and we've been warned that there is a plant stroke weed on that side of the car, on that side of the road, that is highly poisonous. So we are trying to just stay away from it. It's an added pressure at the end of the stage, and making sure you don't step into anything too far back. And genuinely, I'm concerned about it. But an 8:54.7 for Scandala. Umberto, second stage of the morning. How has it been so far today?
Today, it's difficult like yesterday. It's a completely new stage for us. The first car on the stage, the ramp is more slippery, very slippery. but the car is good, the tires perfect, I'm happy. Okay.
And in Italiano?
Tutto bene, ci scivola molto perché c'è tanta ghiaia, siamo la prima macchina sulla strada, ma la macchina va bene, le gomme sono perfette, le Pirelli sono perfette, direi che va tutto bene, grazie.
Brilliant, tutto bene, grazie. Yeah, apparently it's one of these in here that's highly dangerous, so I'm staying away from it. 8:54.7 for the 26 car of Scandala and Demore on their way through. Next up is Eric Saiz and Jędrzejka Zarkova. I know we've been seeing pictures from the helicopter of our young Czech pair, and they'll be heading towards us inside the top 10 overnight, which is a good run considering he has had limited experience on this surface in that car. So to be fair, Eric Saiz has had limited experience in this car on a lot of surfaces. He's so young, doing so kind of lots of oh, here he comes. I'll go get out of the way. And say he was sitting in 9th place overall, but he's in a massive battle. I do need to check just a small little bit of wheel arch damage there. Do need to just check how that played out in the first stage. There was 6.6 seconds between 6, 7, 8 and 9 overnight. So position, oh, and I now can't open the door because of that damage. No, we can't open the door now, no. It won't, oh, okay, no. He's not right, okay, we'll try and get in. Eric, how's the morning gone so far?
The first stage was quite good, but this one was so bad for me. I did a lot of mistake. I had a zero confidence in the fast section, so not good, but hopefully for the next one will be better.
That's good. I don't want to open his door anymore because it's basically the wheel arch has been pushed back and is just butting against the edge of the door. So it's yeah, not ideal for Eric. I mean, he'll be able to get out of that. I'm not bothered if he wants to damage his door. I just didn't want to damage the door, but I'm just going to give you those updated results now that they're all through the previous stage. As I said, it was 6.6 seconds between 4 places. So what has happened in there? Eric Saiz, the gap is actually, everyone maintained their position, but actually Herzig has extended. He was ahead of Bernardo, he extended. Wojciech Huhauer has come in as well. Lorena, what did he do against Lorena? Took time out of Bernardo, so he closed up on Bernardo. So 7th and 8th is now only 1.9 seconds apart. Then Eric Saiz is 3.8 behind Lorena, because Saiz did drop just a little bit of time. But road position, remember, is an issue, as here comes Lorena. These drivers yesterday were really kind of having a good run because they had a nice clean road. It's a completely different day today for them with the road conditions. First on the road is loose. The road is basically needs cleaning, as in every passing car with these tires, it cleans the line. The line is not easy to stay on. It's 8 to 9 inches wide on the left, 8 to 9 inches wide on the right. You've got to try and get it. But these drivers are making that line. Let's hear from a friend. A friend, time's up on the board. How have the first 2 stages been?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not happy with this stage. It's so slippery and I have not confidence at all. But okay, we are on the fight. We are opening road. We'll see times of Bonato and Herzig. But okay, we open the stage now. The second loop will be better.
En español.
Bueno, una mañana complicada. Nos tocaba abrir pista, pero bueno. No hemos perdido mucho tiempo, vamos a ver ahora el tiempo de Bonato y Herzig, así que vamos a seguir atacando esta tarde.
Gracias. So that is Efren and Sarah through, so just looking at his time, 0.1 of a second quicker, 0.1 of a second quicker than Eric Saiz and Jędrzejka Zarkova, so he at least maintains that gap, actually extends it by 0.1 of a second. So it just makes it that little bit easier. Second passing is what he's saying will be a lot cleaner for him. It'll be a lot cleaner for everybody, but there then will be ruts, and you've got to have that commitment and that determination in the ruts. But what we're saying, we can't really explain it here because the stage finishes like on a concrete surface. But the gravel road, every passing car, you imagine every car wheel spinning and accelerating, and it gets rid of all the loose stones off the top. The more cars that come through, there is then a cleaner line. But the line is only the width of the tyre. So you know, 6-8 inches wide on each side. It's not the widest piece of clean road you've got to stay on. It's so hard to stay on it, and if you do manage to drift off it, or not manage, if you do drift off it, all of a sudden you're in all the dirt that's been sent out from the other cars, and then it just becomes even more difficult. As Johan Bernardo came up with some corking lines yesterday. He's way quicker than anybody else. 8:42.6, 8:42.6 for Bernardo. Johan, that's a good time, but how's the first two stages been?
Yes, but I start with the wrong legs. I use too much my left one, and then I touch my helmet and I say, oh, Bernardo, continue to push on the right side with your leg. And then the end was better than the begin.
En français, comment c'était la spéciale?
C'était bien, on est démarré du mauvais pied, on a freiné trop au début de spécial et après c'était quand même beaucoup mieux, je me suis réveillé un peu, ça allait mieux à la fin.
Merci. Yeah, so he was going on about this yesterday. He was basically too cautious, too careful, braking too much. And he basically said, I need to do something with my leg, I need to stop using it, etc., etc., which is quite radical. But that was what he was wanting to try and do. And I'm just trying to see what is going on here. Got a static shot of Lukanuk. I'm just checking the screen, but it's in full sun. There's very little, so I'm just checking the message board coming up, because the message board just coming in. Has there been a message? No, nothing at all. Phone just crackled into light. Well, there was a message, but not a message from our guys and girls in the office. Mikkelsen is on board. Mikkelsen, as we know in the past. Here comes Hersig. Be interested to see what the time is. 8:46, 8:46.3, 8:46.3. This is not Mikkelsen, this is Hersig. Remember, Mikkelsen was on the screen before, and Hersig yesterday had a great run. He really did have a great run, and I think he's got to see this as one of his best runs so far. Let's see if his time is up on the board. He's now only got 1.8 seconds ahead of Bernardo. Norby, a couple of stages done this morning. How have they been? And Bernardo getting a little bit closer now.
Hello, good morning. We had a very, very hot situation before the jump in the fifth gear. I cut a little bit the corner, and after we down from the road, next to the road, it was a very, very dangerous situation, but we are here, so we are really happy.
And in Hungarian, please.
Sziasztok srácok, próbáltuk picit feszíteni, fokozni a tempót. Egy bukkan jobbos kanyarnál levágtam az utat, és valahogy nem jól írtuk föl, leugrottunk az útról, valahogy összeszedtük a kocsit, de elég meleg szituáció volt, majdnem belecsapódtunk egy ilyen fa kerítésbe, de ez is benne van a rallyba, úgyhogy hajtunk tovább.
Thank you very much. I still yet to learn what is thank you in Hungarian. I know it in most other languages, but I've never found out or done it in Hungarian. So an 8:46.3, as I said, Bernardo coming closer and closer to the fight, which is between him and Bernardo. Like I said, Hersig, then it's 1.8 seconds to Bernardo. Those two have now stretched away from Lorena and Sainz. Lorena now 12.4 away from the Bernardo battle, but Sainz only 3.9 away from... Oh, which car's that with a lot of damage on it? That's not Mikkelsen. It had Mikkelsen graphic on, but it's not Mikkelsen. I can't see what car it is, but it's just because Neil Solens is in. Great run yesterday by the young Spanish driver, massively experienced co-driver in Mark Marty next to him. But I see a car there with damage on. I'm sure I did when I very quickly glanced it on the screen. I'll try and find out a little bit more information about that. I didn't see the name tag, and I couldn't work out in the shadows what car it was. But Neil Solens is in, and he was in that little battle. He's done a 39.5, so he's quickest through so far. Neil, quickest through so far, so that just extends that gap, makes it a little bit more comfy for you.
Yeah, we have changed many times the setup. This morning we changed again and I was not comfortable. For now, for this stage, we know what we have to do, so we change it again and now the car is working, so we are starting to be happy, yeah.
What kind of changes are you making then?
Well, we had the car so hard on the rollers and it was not working on the ground. I was just sliding all the time and not touching the grip.
En español?
Bueno, hemos hecho un primer tramo no muy bueno con un setup que no funcionaba bien, pero ahora por este tramo ya hemos cambiado todo un poco y mucho mejor, con ritmo. Gracias.
Gracias. So the car was too hard in the stolen Skoda. They needed to make it a little bit softer, and so doing that by adjusting the anti-roll bars and making it just a little bit better. An 8:39.5, so he's got himself sorted out there. As I just quickly see where that puts him in the overall classification as I turn around, and here comes Wojciech Huahauer. Great run yesterday. Huahauer's time is already in. It's an 8:40.3, second quickest. Solon says, yeah, he's got a nice gap he has over Hersig, but Wojciech is in. We'll get a quick word at him. Wojciech, 2 stages done. Talk to me about them. How were they?
Very difficult with the grip. I cannot judge completely the grip, so on the first loop for sure we are very in a safe mode at that moment, but we saved the tires. We have like a new one for the second loop and we will push for sure much more.
And in Polski?
Dobry początek, bardzo spokojnie, ciężko nam ocenić przyczepność. Bardzo się zmienia, nie jestem w stanie jakby jej ocenić słusznie, ale jedziemy bardzo bezpiecznie, zupełnie się nic nie dzieje. Na drugiej pętli na pewno możemy mocno przyspieszyć.
Thank you very much, Dziękuję. Yeah, it's an 8:40. I said before I thought I could see a car that looked damaged. I saw it was that car, but so obviously I was totally wrong. Maybe it was just the shadowing that I was looking at that it wasn't super ideal, but never mind. It's Wojciech Huahauer. He's had a good run, and I remember seeing him in the rally, in Poland's Subaru rally team a few years ago in the ERC, and had a great run, had a great season, couple of seasons I think it was, and he kind of disappeared off, done a lot of driver training in and amongst it. Miko Marcek is here, time going up on the board, and he's done a 33.0, 8:33.0. Marcek completes another one. As I just check the car down the right hand side, I walk around to the left hand side. We get a quick word with the young Polish driver, its quickest time through. Miko, 2 stages done. That's another good time for you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it was not good run, to be honest. It's a lot of in my head because we are in the last day of the rally and it's important to be very clean and to go through the stages and be happy in Warsaw today in the afternoon. And in some moments I was in the good pace, but in some moments I lost a little bit of control of pushing and think too much, but it's okay. We are here without any problems. Time could be better, probably. Aleksiej will drive like 13 seconds faster.
Polski?
No, jesteśmy na mecie pierwszej pętli, dobrze, bo to była czysta pętla. Nie jedziemy jakoś bardzo szybko, prawdę powiedziawszy. Można by było śmiało spróbować pojechać szybciej, ale staramy się kontrolować wszystko i być zgodnie z naszą strategią.
Thank you very much. Just looking at there's a sign on the inside of the car with what the weight of the car should be with the crew and without the crew. But 8:33.0, 8:33.0 for Miko Marcek and Simon Gozbacek in the co-driver's seat. Just looking at some pictures there as the cars are coming through. I keep getting bitten. If it's only being bitten, I'm not so bad because I don't need to go to hospital then. It's these plants over here that are a bit iffy. We've been told. We've been told that they are highly poisonous and you need to avoid them at all costs. But the thing is when you're wandering around, you're not really looking at what you're walking through. So we do now have to be a bit careful. 8:26.2, 8:26.2 is the time for Andreas Mikkelsen and Ola Floen. I think today is a conservation day, to be fair. Lukanook's too far away. from the Norwegian pairing. So let's just see what he's going to do. But he's quickest through so far, Mikkelsen. Andreas, a couple down, but how is it going?
It's going all right. We're trying not maximum, but we're trying to keep the pressure. Know this stage a little bit from before the end, but the start was completely new for me, so I took it a bit careful there and pushed more towards the end where I felt I could push with no big risk, so it was okay.
And in Norwegian, please.
Hæ? Norwegian. Bare en helt OK prøve. Kjenner deler av den etappen her fra før av, så kunne jeg pushe litt på slutten her, men starten er helt ny. Det var ganske vanskelig, så jeg tok det litt pent der. Kjører med hodet. Det er langt opp og langt tilbake, så vi prøver å holde litt press, men det er vanskelig.
Thank you very much. I think tack is tack. That could be Swedish I'm talking about there. 8:26.2 for the Norwegian pair anyway, and they're just keeping their powder dry, so to speak, just staying in the game. They're not going to catch Lukkenuk on pace alone today, so they need to just stay on the road, pick up those points, see what they can do about that. So it's a long game, eight rallies that we've got to do. So if Mikkelsen pushes like crazy to try and gain those extra points, but then goes off, he gets zero, absolutely zero, apart from his points that he collected yesterday, as the helicopter is over and above us, and he's over and above us because here is Alexei Lukkenuk and Alexei Arnatov, who are out front and comfortably out front as they head towards us at the end of this second stage of Sunday. Heavily documented what happened to Alexei earlier on in the week when he had his testing crash. We've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, we don't need to talk about that anymore. And well, Marcek reckoned that Alexei would be 13 seconds quicker. He's 11.1 quicker, but we will see what he's looking for his mask. We'll get a quick word with him. Alexei, another stage done this morning, all under control, happy?
Yeah, actually the beginning is strange. It's so hard to get into the rhythm. Unbelievable, you feel like a rookie in the car. It doesn't go in your hand, and the road is slippery, and everything is closed. So I thought we lost a lot, but looks like everybody is struggling. So yeah, good morning loop, good wake up. I hope we will improve on the second one.
Okay, that's it. That is Alexei Lukkenuk and Alexei Arnatov are through, and they extend their lead, and that is exactly what they needed to do. And we just get to the end of our broadcast, because that is exactly what we needed. I'm just checking. It was Huahauer who had damage on the roof, so I wasn't being... I didn't notice it when he got here though, but it did look like it on the screen. But yeah, that is our leading contenders through. Everyone is through. So our still top three is the same. Alexei Lukkenuk, followed by Andreas Mikkelsen, and then Mikko Marcek. Stage 6 yesterday, we've got an onboard of Alexei Lukkenuk, so let's play out via that.
Право 1 минус 120. Правый 2, на левый 2, 70. Правый 0 через трамплин 100. Трамплин левый 2 плюс. 30, левый 2 минус. Правый 1, 30 прыжок на правый 2. 30 трамплина, левый 4 плюс. На правый 2 плюс, тире 2 за трамплин. 150. Правый 1 через Е, трамплин 60, правый 2 минус. Тычок 40, правый 1 с трамплина, 60, правый 3. 70. Правый 2 чуть длинный. 30, левый 3, тире 4 минус. Длинный. 60, правый 3. 50, левый 2 за трамплин. На правый 2 минус резать. На левый 2, 40, левый 5, очень острый. 150. Левый 2 через трамплин очень длинный. тире-2 минус цеплять. Правый 3 плюс. Открывается 60. Правый 2 с трамплина, на левый 2 минус длиной 40. На трамплин, на правый 2-3. 30, левый 4 минус. 60. Правый 3 резать. Тире-2 через трамплин 130. Правый 2 минус. 30, левый 2 через прыжок 80. Правый 0 прыжка 60. Правый 1 на левый 1 минус 100. Левый 0 на трамплин 80, правый 4 острый. Правый 1 минус 350. Дорожка 140, левый 6 плюс. Правый 1 минус, на левый 2 плюс. На правый 2 плюс 120. Правый 2, в левый 4 плюс. 50, правый 3 с трамплина. 60, заход на правый 2 минус. 30, левый 0 через трамплин, на правый 2 плюс, длиной 30, на левый 4. Чуть длинный, на правый 5. 80. Левый 3 минус. 40. Правый 2, на левый 2 чуть длинный. 100 прямо. Правый 1 минус, на правый 2 минус, за трамплин, длиной 30, на левый 3. На правый 2 через трамплин 50, левый 2 минус, через тире-3 через трамплин. 30, правый 2 минус. На левый 2 длинный. На правый 2 минус с трамплина двойной. 70. Левый 2 через трамплин длинный, на правый 3 плюс, чуть длинный. Можно. 150. Правый 1 тройной. На левый 1 50, прыжок 200. Левый 2. На правый 2 плюс через трамплин, а левый 2 минус поздний. 70, правый 2 через трамплин, 40 ретардер. 100. Трамплин 70, правый 1 длинный. 40 трамплин, 100, левый 4 плюс. 200 прямо. Правый 1 100. Правый 1 минус 100. Правый 2 плюс поздний резать, 70, левый 2 плюс. 60, левый 1 у дома, 60, правый 1, 120. Правый 1 100. Левый 2 аккуратно. 70, левый 2 поздний резать. На правый 1 250 прямо. Правый 0 на левый 2 плюс. 80. Правый 1-2 на левый 2. На правый 2 плюс 100. Левый 1 минус 130. Трамплин 50, левый 0 через трамплин, на правый 2 резать. 130. Левый 1 50. Правый 1 50, левый 2 через трамплин, на правый 8. 50, левый 1 очень длинный. На трамплин 40, левый 1 минус 80. Правый 2 поздний, левый 2 минус резать. На правый 1 90. Левый 0 через трамплин 50, правый 2 плюс 150. Правый 2 плюс Налево 1, 50, лево 1 минус через трамплин 70. Лево 1 минус поздний, направо 1 минус с прыжка 50. 50, лево 0 через трамплин, 60, правый 2 плюс. 60, прыжок, направо 1 минус. Налево 1 минус через прыжок, на правый 2 плюс. 120 прямо, левый 3. 150. Дорожка 90, трамплин, направо 5 минус. Налево 1 длинный, 150. Право 1 минус поздний, 180. Лево 1 минус за трамплин, чуть длинный, 250. Трамплин налево 1, 300. Правый 0 чуть длинный, 80, левый 2 плюс чуть длинный. Цеплять. 60. Правый 1 минус, 180, левый 7. Можно. Прямо. Левый 2, 60, правый 1. На левый 2 плюс через поздний трамплин. 60, правый 2 плюс за трамплин 100. Правый 2-2 минус чуть длинный. 60, левый 2-3 плюс. Цеплять. 50, правый 1 минус 80. Правый 1 на трамплин, 30, правый 5. 50, правый 1 минус 80. Трамплин на левый 2. На правый 2 минус 4, в левый 3 плюс. 50. Левый 1 с трамплина, 60, левый 1 на правый 2 резать. 50, правый 1 через трамплин, на левый 3 плюс.